Is there a secret to mastering economy picking much faster than most people? Of course there is. And most people say, oh, if there was secrets, Claus, I would know about them already, right? If there was a way better way of doing something, why wouldn't I know? Why wouldn't that be the most popular thing? Well, because point one, human beings are lazy, myself included. And point two, we don't use our intelligence, our full capacity. Very rarely do we do that, right? Although, we invented the internet and all kinds of stuff that's amazing. And, we can fly, for freak's sake, that's amazing. But when it comes to guitar practicing, not so much. So what is economy picking? Well, everybody knows that. It's like instead of going from string to string using an alternate picking, from if you have a downstroke, then you use an upstroke. If you have an upstroke, you use the downstroke. That's alternate picking. But economy picking is using two of the same strokes to get from string to string, right? So I go up, down, up, right? Up, down, up to go. So it's a little sweep, and that's pretty easy. Right? I just did it 6 times. It was like nothing. I didn't even practice it, right? But so what's the challenge really? The challenge is timing and control. Okay, so let's use our brain now, right? Let's find the secret. The obvious secret is that, okay, so say it's easy to do the string shifting, but what's not so easy is controlling it, right? Accuracy when it comes to timing is of the essence. Well, is there a way to practice only that instead of spending 1,000 hours going through all kinds of, and just hoping that, right, that it will just come through? I'm going to show you an exercise that's going to reveal to you the true level of your economy picking skills, if you have any, right? Because this is it's going to strip off all the other stuff that is cluttering your mind. And this is the way to learn faster, is using focus, right? You want to focus on the one challenge that's a challenge instead of, just doing economy picking as a broad concept. What do I mean? Well, I mean the fact that, say, a really good exercise is the following. I'm not going to take you close up for this little thing, but we got, in this case here, this is a really good exercise. I basically I'm playing this. So I'm starting in the 10th, 12th, and 13th fret on the B string. 10, 12, 13. And then I got 10 and 12 on the high E string. I play 5 notes up. And then I return to the B string and play 3 notes down. So, and then sweep picking string shift. Down, up, and then up again. See here I go down, and then the next upstroke is also a string shift. So I got 2 string shifts right after each other. I go down, up, down, 10, 12, 13 on the B string. Then I go down in the 10th fret on the high E string and up on the high E string. And then back to the 13th fret on the B string. And then 12, and then I'm full circle. Right? Try it right now. And then, once I've done that, I'm going to turn that around and go to the 2 middle strings and the 12th, the 10th, and the 9th fret on the G string. Right? And then the 12th and the 10th fret on the D string. And play that. 12, 10, 9 on the G string, and then 12 on the D, and 10 on the D, and then back to the 9th, to the 10th, and the 12th on the G string. When I combine the two, I get I'm basically playing up and down using the D string to turn around on and the E string to turn around on. So and that gives me perfect sweep picking string shifts here. Right? And it feels like it's just flowing when you play it with economy picking, and it sounds really great too. But, so what's the challenge? Well, it is to stop playing that. This is a cool exercise when it comes to notes, but what is economy picking about? I'm pointing to the fretboard when the action is down here, right? So when you learn economy picking, everybody's talking about, oh, this is a cool exercise, you do that. Why are you looking there? right? So how are you going to learn economy picking? How are you going to make your brain focus on the real challenge, the one challenge, which is accuracy and precision when it comes to that string shift in timing? How are you going to do that? When you just hope this follows, and then so let's have some focus. And focus is not two things. It's not two hands. It's not focusing here and there at the same time. Because the feedback you need to learn is not there. At best, it's only there 50% of the time. Because you're either focusing on where you're putting your fingers, or you're focusing on where you're picking. Right? You need to be focused down here. Okay, so I'll just play the... No, you won't. You'll do this. And then you'll go... Right? Try doing this. I promise you, it reveals to you where you are with your economy picking skills. And you can't play this by any stretch as fast as you can play it with the notes. Why? Because it's muddy. Because you're faking it. Right? And I was too. It's only when you sit down, you might press a little down on the strings here because you want to emulate that you're actually fretting them. If you do it with open strings or just... You're actually playing strings that are much softer, much more flexible than when you're fretting them. So if you do this a lot, which I recommended that you do in front of the TV... I'm just going to describe exactly what I'm doing down here. It's the same thing. If you can play this... then that is how you pick down here, right? You just do it without the notes. And that's a little bit of a challenge, so I'm just going to show you. But, talk about it. But, so, once you start doing this, you can have all your focus down here. Now, what happens in your brain? Well, a loop is created. Every time it feels right, you sense it. Every time you do it right with the right amount of timing, every time you stumble just a little bit, do the sweep picking string shift a little bit too fast, a little bit too slow, you sense it. You didn't before because you're all caught up in the notes and the right? So you weren't sensing, there was no feedback loop from your brain down to your picking action. Once that is established, you learn at least twice the speed. I would say 5 times at least, but let's not overpromise anything here. So see, just that little, but then I'm not practicing the left hand. Well, you do that afterwards, right? If you want to, or you just add the notes. And I would say, do 1 hour of just the picking thing, and then do 10 minutes of just with the notes afterwards to see where you are. Because then you can start focusing on this, because this is half automatic now, right? But don't expect your economy picking skills to be that much better when you're not focusing on them, because you break the feedback loop. So you can do 1,000 little mistakes down here with bad timing, didn't pick, the note didn't come out very well, and you don't realize it. So the brain isn't learning because it's just focusing on all the notes, right? It's only when you take your focus and put it down there, and then suddenly, that was smooth, not so good, better, smooth. It's like practicing with both hands when you're practicing the right hand, or economy pick, right? It's like, trying to hit the basketball hoop while being drunk, right? It's the same thing. Hey, right? You're not learning anything because the brain is not trying to adjust. The feedback loop is broken because you are under the influence of alcohol. So let's fix this, and I promise you, but then we have another problem, don't we? This is boring. This is training, by the way, right? And this is not boring because you get the big reward. And that is the trait of a true professional. He's willing to wait, or she's willing to wait for the reward when the reward is much bigger, right? Instead of saying, I have to play a song, I have to learn a song. Could I please learn a song now? So it seems like I'm learning something. Claus, this is not fun, but it is because you sit in expectation. And please take me up on this. Try this for a couple of hours in front of YouTube or whatever, and just do it at the tempo where you can control it perfectly, and just keep doing it slowly where you can control everything. Really. You start, of course, by doing it, learning it, so it's half automatic before you put something on that can entertain you mildly as you practice. But do it for a couple of hours, and then try to play it again with the notes. I promise you, huge difference for once. A real results for once. Instead of just practicing and hoping to get better in a month, right? Or in a week. You get a tangible, measurable, audible result right away, the same day. Then it's fun to practice, certainly, right? Then you really get progress, which is what fires us up and makes us want to learn even more and practice even more. I hope that makes sense to you. So there is secrets, right? And the secrets are just right in front of us. This makes perfect sense, I hope, to you, right? You're practicing picking. This is a pick. This is where you want to be focused. And focus means one thing. You can't focus on two things. That's not focus, right? So don't use the word about something that's not it. See you in the next video. And please go, subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment. And also, if you think I'm full of it, right, then leave a comment anyway, and go check out our new program on economy picking. It's the result of 4 months of practicing this and taking my economy picking skills to the next level. It's got power licks and jam tracks with all kinds of cool stuff in it that I've been working on for the last 4 months here. So go check that out, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Shoot, I forgot to talk about the clicking down here. So if you're interested still, then you simply take this pattern and then you transfer it and say, okay, 1, 2, 3 on the B string, down, up, down, and then you just want 2 notes on the high E string. So down, and then high E string, down, up, down, up. That's it. Down, on the B string, and then down, up on the E, and then back to the B, up, down, up. So, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Right? It's not 2 strokes as such, but right? And then you have the other 2 strings, which is the reverse. So you go for the G string. Right? So da 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 B D D D D D D D, right? You just go for the first 2 strings. Ba da da ga ga gu du gu. Ba da da ga ga du du du. So B B B E E B B B B B B E E B B B, and sweep picking string shift, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? And then you do the other, up, down, up, down, right? One, two, three, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then you convert that to